Hello everyone, this is Lincoln Prime, and today we are taking a look at the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Leader Class Hunt for the Decepticons Battle Ops Bumblebee. Now I do have two of these. This one is a duplicate, the other one is still in the box, but I did find this about, I don't know, 2-3 years ago, and this has to be one of, if not my favorite Bumblebee toys of all time. Now I do want to mention this, but this figure is huge. That's my hand. I have big hands, but this figure is pretty big. Just an idea of the size of the figure. Here is the Dark of the Moon, well, Age of Extinction reissue Leader Class Bumblebee, and then here's a deluxe class figure. It's huge. Now, when it comes to the overall look of the vehicle mode, it is a basic Camaro. I believe this is the 2009 or 2010 model Camaro. I'm not too sure, but it is slightly different from the first movie variation of Bumblebee. There are some similarities, but this is the classic Camaro. There's a really nice. I do like the red Chevy logo on the front. And just everything else about this looks very, very nice and sleek. It doesn't do the best job of coming together in one area, and that's right here. As you can see, it's kind of raised up a bit, and that's because I can't get it to tab in properly. And usually when I do get it to tab in, it is a huge pain to get it to untab. So I just kind of keep it just up like that to avoid the pain of doing such. And one issue I do have is that this right here is not painted. Whereas everything else right here is black, but except for this. So that's really my only main issue when it comes to the paint, but everything else on this looks so good. There is clear plastic for these parts right here and here, which does look very nice, and they included some red clear plastic on the back of the tail lights, which does look very nice. And I do believe, yes, they did paint the Chevy logo gold on the back. We do get the license plate on the front. No license plate on the back. I mean, no license plate on the front. But it does look very nice. We do get the silver Camaro logo on both sides, and we do get the the rear view mirrors and all that kind of stuff. So lots of very nice looking detailed black, like the matte black for the grille, and the bottom grille looks very nice, especially in these areas. The shiny black for the racing stripes on the front and the back also look very, very nicely applied. There is some matte black for these vent sections on the sides of the car, and they also did paint the silver on the door handles on both sides, as well as on the gas canister. And the rims are also very nicely painted. And one thing I should mention, but the tires are also rubbery, which helps them to roll very, very smoothly and nicely, and I really do like that. We do have the Autobot symbol on the front, which does look very nice. And but yeah, so lots of nice detail, especially right here on the back. Now, the back detail, not the greatest, but not a huge deal. At least it looks nice just in general with this general area, so that is good. But overall, the vehicle mode looks very, very cool. We do get clear blue plastic for the windshield, which is not 100% natural when it comes to the look of a Camaro, but it does a good job of hiding the inside detail and just the kibble. I mean, if you're shining a light on it, then it won't really do that, but just when you're in a regular unlit area, or just dimly lit area, it's not gonna be too prominent. Now, the underside is not going to be clean. You are going to be seeing all of the robot bits underneath, but that is not a big deal because you're not really going to be paying attention to the bottom. But overall, the rest of this vehicle mode looks very, very nice. Now, one thing about this figure that I really do like is that it is electronic. The batteries did die a while back, but I did replace them just a few days ago. And if we press the Autobot button right here on the front, he does make lights and sounds. So basically the front of the car does light up like that, and it does make car sounds and stuff, which is really, really nice. So yeah. Now, another electronics feature we do have here in vehicle mode is if you do press down here on this wheel well, I can get it to work. Come on. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to do it manually. So if you press down, you get the original Transformers theme, which is so cool. Some car noises. Even the inside lights up too, which is pretty cool. But yeah, just I love that that little hidden detail too. But yeah, so lots of really cool features in vehicle mode when it comes to the electronics. And the final electronic feature is, well, what you got to do is you have to take basically this entire top of the car. You have to like kind of get it flipped out, if I can do so without pressing electronics. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's a little difficult to deal with, as you can see. There we go. I think I got it. I can get that up. Come on. Alright, 1 second. So basically you want to get this untabbed, flip this up, flip out these sections right here from the sides, bring them forward and out like so, and like so, and just collapse this like so. If I can just bring that down, tab all of that back in, hopefully not untabbing anything important, and basically just, yeah, bring these forward like so, and get that Bumblebee noise. You can still do this and these will still turn on red where you like press the wheel. But yeah, so lots of electronic features with this figure, and you know, just lots of playability features. Just overall, like, this figure is fun just in both modes. But anyways, so really cool feature. Now, this isn't the only variation of Bumblebee that we've had released, of the Battle Ops Bumblebee, I mean. There was a gold version, which is pretty cool, and basically it came with a Legion class Mudflap and a Legion class gold Bumblebee. So 2 Bumblebees in one box and then just a random Mudflap, which is interesting to me, but you know, but this is just the regular variation of the Battle Ops Bumblebee. So yeah, but I really like the way that this vehicle mode looks, and I really like just this whole figure in general and all the features and stuff. But yeah, so anyways, I've covered pretty much all I wanted to about the vehicle mode. Let's get down to the transformation. Now, I will say this transformation can be a bit difficult in some areas, so please bear with me. But anyways, let us get started. So first, we're going to take the doors and just pop them out and open. They're on like this slider right here, so you just want to slide it out and tap it in, and there you go. They are supposed to like kind of come up, but they don't really do that. And then do the same thing on the other side. Just untap the door like so, and then bring it out on the slider and just clip that in. So there we have the doors kind of just open. There is not really any inside detail, but this is not a Human Alliance figure, so you can't really expect much from there. I mean, you could probably fit a human figure inside there, but yeah. And then next, what we want to do is take the wheels and just kind of get in there and untab them. It is very difficult to do, so give me 1 sec. And there we go. You kind of they're on these like clips right here, and you really got to force them out. But also one thing, make sure that the doors are open first before you unclip the wheels. But anyways, so there we have the wheels like the wheels out. Next, what we want to do is take this front section right here, bring this forward. It's on a spring, so you want to make sure you bring it forward and then bring it down. It'll kind of clip into place. Essentially, do the same thing on this side and to clip that into place. Now, the main reason it's spring loaded is also just to protect the electronics on the inside, so that way they still work. But anyways, so take these sections right here, bring them up like so, and then take these sections right here on the sides, untab them, and am I doing this right? Yeah, this should work. So untab the side door sections. Just from here, they're on like ball joints essentially. Like they tab into ball joints, which is kind of interesting, but it helps them to be secure, maybe a little too secure. I should mention, unclip the windshield section before doing this. That's why. There we go. And then just unclip those like so, and bring this out, untab that, and bring that down like that. So we have pretty much all this freed up. Next, take the back, take this section right here. There's a little like groove right here. Just take that and just untab it like so. That'll kind of free up all of this right here, and then untab this section right like here. So like just kind of pull it apart. It is a bit difficult to do that, but there we go. So just pull that apart. This little clip kind of clips into this little groove right here, and then just to kind of take all of this and just untab it from everything. There's a little like notch in the arm that you got to disconnect the leg from, and there we go. So just kind of bring the legs out for now, and then next what we'll want to do is take the arms in the back and just unclip them from the back like so, and then next we'll be able to basically bring them around. So this arm will come around here. There's a little like this notch right here will go into this groove here, and then just kind of arrange it to where it goes in like that, and then do the same thing on the other side. Rotate this around, groove there, notch there, and just kind of arrange that into there and get that in there and clip it in. So there we have the arms pretty much done. Next, we can just take these wing shoulder sections and just bring them back up and tab them in, bring it up, tab it in, and there we go. Next, what we want to do is this section right here. There's a little notch right here. So what we want to do is like slide this forward. So like it'll come from out of the notch, slide it forward, and then bring all this up. This notch will go into here. There's a button that it will trigger, and then you just clip that in. That's not what's supposed to happen. Clip that in. If I can get it to go in. Come on. It's a bit. There we go. So it kind of lights up and makes the transformation noise. So we pretty much have the torso done. As you can hear, I'm slightly out of breath because, yeah. Next, what we want to do is take these sections right here, just bring these up like so, rotate it around, take this section, flip it down, and then take this kind of like bring it forward, rotate this back, and just kind of flip that into position like so, and that will kind of be like those like little side things that he has on his legs. Do the same thing right here on this part, tab it like so, bring it up, rotate this back, and then flip that down, and there we have the like the top, or like the top of the thigh is pretty much done. Next, on the legs, what we want to do, take this section, kind of maybe get it, bring it down by the wheel, and then take this section, kind of fold this up just a little bit like so, bring the foot down like that, and then next take this section right here, flip it forward like so, and then ratchet, like this is on a ratchet, so just bring all this forward, flip that up, and then just kind of get it all arranged, so just kind of ratchet that forward. Next, take this section, rotate it around, and then split it. That will kind of be like those heel sections that he has, and then take this section and then bring it around like so. I kind of had this flipped up a little too far. kind of get that rearranged, and then that will basically go right there. So there we have one leg all done. And do the same thing with the other leg. So there we pretty much have the legs all done. Next, with the arms, all we got to do is take this one, rotate it around, rearrange the hand like so, and then just bring down the arm like that. With this arm, it is a bit different. I do want to raise my camera though, because that will greatly improve things. With this arm, all we got to do is just bring it down, and that will kind of, it's on this like system. You got to make sure this thing is like, flipped back like that. So anyways, there we have pretty much the arms all done, and then now we got to deal with all of this in the back. So let me raise my camera up a bit. This figure is really big. Anyways, so what we'll want to do, this part right here is going to be a bit tricky, but we'll want to kind of get all of this out. Like this section right here is attached via a tab on the inside, and I do want to be careful not to break the clear plastic, but just kind of raise that up and just get in there, and then just kind of try to untab it from here. And this will be a struggle. Give me a second. One thing that will help, pretty much the head is right here. Just flip it like up, and it will kind of push up against and untab this section. So that will kind of help to get things out of the way. Next, what we'll want to do is come around here to the back and then untab the half of the roof from both sides, and then bring it down. Next, take this section right here at the top, and then simply just move it up very carefully until it kind of like clips in place. I really do not like how it's attached to clear plastic hinges because of how tough this is to move. These probably will break over time, and I do not want that to happen. But anyways, just take everything. There's a little clip right here, and then a notch right here. Just simply tab all of that in like that. So there we pretty much have all of that done, and I shouldn't have done that yet because I forgot about the head. So the head you do want to bring up first, if I can get it out. Come on. Okay, 1 second. All right, I was able to get it. So pretty much what we want to do is just take the head, flip it out. There's a little notch right there and a groove here, and simply just take that and tab it in like so. We're almost done. All we got to do is come around here to the back, and then finally clip that into place. Take this section, flip that up, and make sure everything is in shape. And there we have the Transformers Hunt for the Decepticons Leader Class Battle Ops Bumblebee in his robot mode. Bumblebee here does stand at around, I think, at least 13 inches tall, which makes this figure pretty big. Overall, though, he does look very, very accurate from his on-screen appearance in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, so that is one thing that I really do like. Now, one thing I should mention before people get pissed in the comments is that the wings do actually clip in, so note that. But yeah, so robot mode overall looks so good in my opinion. Just the overall sleekness of this figure is just so nice in my opinion. But yeah, just everything about this figure looks so good. Now going in on some of the detail, the detail on the head looks very nice. I really like the way that they got this correct. Just the way that it looks is just really nice. You get the little Autobot logo at the top, some black paint, which is like a matte black paint, which does look very nice on like the eye parts right here for the mask and on the sides of the face, and the silver paint for the face itself does look very nice. The chest, looking the way it does, looks very nice, especially all this mechanical detail right here at the kind of like the abdomen region looks really cool. They also even bothered to add the license plate detail on the crotch, which is pretty cool. The yellow is actually painted right here on these bits, and then you get more mechanical detail in the legs, which does look very nice. More down here in the shins and on the feet. On the arms, the arm detail does look very nice as well, especially with like the shoulders. More mechanical detail here, more mechanical detail here. The arms, you know, then you have just all the detail that you'd see on a basic Bumblebee figure, and pretty much the same stuff over here. Now this is just this part right here is plastic, this part right here is painted. There's a little bit more painted on this arm, considering that this arm is the gimmick arm. So yeah, so there's going to be some differences in the limbs. Now when it comes to the hand, so like this is just the regular hand, this is the gun hand, but this was I think this doesn't look like it was molded in this blue. This actually looks like it was like painted this way. So but I think that looks really cool in my opinion. The overall, like the cannon detail on the arm does look very nice as well. But yeah, so lots of really nice detail. The rest of it, honestly, they kind of just the back of the figure is just the car, like the entire top of the car just kind of folded back. And yes, there's really not much detail going on here. Well, I mean, we do have some of the backlight detail, but the rest of it, yeah, there's not really much to talk about here. But yeah, so in terms of just the detail on, you know, the front, all of the detail on the front does look so nice in my opinion. Now, in terms of articulation, my figure does have a problem. Where, well, it's a problem not just with mine. This is a very common issue with this figure, from what I read on the TF, I think it was the TF Source fan page or something like that. I can't remember. But the head does not rotate properly. It's supposed to be on an octagonal joint. But it does not want to budge for me. The most I was able to get it to do was like rotate ever so slightly in this direction, but that's it, and I don't want to risk breaking this thing. So really no head articulation. I mean, if you count the arm articulation, like this can move, but that's mostly for gimmick. But we do have technically a butterfly joint that you can utilize, and that's just by folding this out and in, but you also have to like tab it in, and that's fiddly in general. But the arm can go out about that much and in about that much, rotate all the way around technically, except, you know, you have all of that in the back kind of blocking it. The bicep, or more so elbow, does rotate. There is a hinge joint at the elbow, and the hands can move. There is a joint here, joint at the fingers, and a joint at the thumb. So quite posable in the hand, which is pretty cool. The wings, I mean, the wings I guess you could count as posability. Like the wheels also move, but that's all more so part of transformation. In the legs can kick forward only about that much because of this. Now I do believe you can take out this little wire bit, and you might have a little bit more range if you just kind of like shift things out of the way. Like if you kind of like rotate that, set that black part back, you do have way more range than before. But if you do want to just keep it, you know, in place, then you'll only have about 2 clicks of range. So just pop that back in. But yeah, and then you do have a rotation at the knee, a bend at the knee that goes pretty far actually, which is pretty good, only about 90 degrees, but still we do get a hinge joint at the kneecap. And then we do get some articulation at the ankle. You can like shift up and down, but no ankle pivot. The only thing that we really get is rotation and the heel, and that's about it. One thing that I also want to point out too is that the feet are kind of angled weird. So like if you like, they look fine now, but when you move the legs out of the way, they just like I don't know. It just looks kind of weird to me. So you have to like consistently keep them like this, but if that's what keeps it from toppling over, I guess, then, you know, maybe that's a good thing. And now let's talk about the part we all came here for, the electronic features in robot mode. Not really. So, you know, we do have the same button here, right here at the top.
Time to take out the trash.
So he has some words and phrases.
Time to take out the trash.
He has some words and phrases.
I'm so
There we go.
excited. Time to take out the trash. I will protect you.
So sometimes, yeah, he has quite a few different
I'm so excited.
words and phrases, but they seem to be out of order.
Time to take out the trash. I will protect you.
Okay, there we go. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure in robot mode he only has like 3 different words and phrases. And then the other thing is when you take the arm and you bring this forward, so you want to do this. It comes forward and it lights up right here. The reason the hand is that clear plastic is so that the light can shine through. If I can get this to go properly. And then when you bring this back down, then it shoots. Let me show that again. Oh. Come on. So it's a cool feature. Now, originally when this was in the box, it had like this like little ring that you pull like out, and it helped to basically work with that gimmick. But yeah, and then you also get this little red button right here, which makes like noises and stuff. I think you can utilize it too. So you can like have them shoot. But yeah, so there's a lot of features when it comes to the electronics on this. Now there is another feature, and that is we take these sections right here and fold them forward. I do want to show this off though, because I think this is a cool gimmick. But there's a little section right here that's like spring loaded, and when you bring it up, it like shifts it forward and down. And you do the same thing on this side. Shift that forward and down, and I do like that that little bit of engineering. But these do not work until you fold down the battle mask. And when you fold down the battle mask, you get a new set of sounds. So when we press this, so yeah, you get like 3 sets of sounds with that, and you can also combine that with move this up a bit. You can combine the sounds which is pretty cool. So I really like that feature. But yeah, so yeah, lots of features when it comes to the electronics. But yeah, so you have a lot of options when it comes to basically like words and phrases and stuff. But yeah, overall, just this figure I think is still, I really just think that this is a really fun figure. Now for a size comparison, here we have the Battle Ops Bumblebee next to the Leader Class Dark of the Moon / Age of Extinction Bumblebee. Yeah. Bigger than a Leader Class. And here he is next to a basic Deluxe Class figure, and you can see how much he dwarfs this thing. And just for another sense of how big this thing is, here we have Mechagodzilla. He dwarfs Mechagodzilla. overall, I think this is a really, really good figure. If you can find it for at least a decent price, I would highly recommend picking up. This thing just is so good. In fact, it was so good at the time that they even made it into a movie masterpiece figure. Do I think it's worthy of movie masterpiece? To be fair, not really. I think Hasbro was giving themselves a little too much credit there, but I do think that this is just a really, really good figure in general. So honestly, yeah, I highly recommend picking him up if you can find him for a good price. Great figure overall. Not the greatest amount of articulation, but the electronics features are fun. The transformation is pretty decent in my opinion. Sometimes when it comes to articulation, though, especially with the head, it can be a bit iffy. But everything else is really, really good about this figure. But anyways, guys, that is about it for this review. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.